Hey y'all. Well, it's been a while since I've done something like this, huh? I figured I'd give y'all some content to watch while you wait for my cartoons to come out. I still got plenty of topics to talk about, so let's go ahead and start. Firstly, I've grown tired of angry reviewers. I know, pretty ironic coming from me. I've only made a name for myself ranting about everything. I grew up around a time on the internet when there really wasn't that many people using YouTube. The most popular YouTuber had only 2 million subs. It was the simpler times where people were more creative, and content was a lot more spread out in terms of genres. Of course, there was also a man named the Angry Video Game Nerd, who inspired a whole lot of copycats of not just game reviews, but reviews on a lot of things, mostly movies. The Nostalgia Critic soon followed, and yes, there was a time when I was wanting to be like that man. That is something I've come to terms with. But since then, so many angry reviewers have popped up. It's gotten to the point where you're likely to see 100 angry reviews on the same movie, game, TV show, whatever it may be. And you know what? Call me a boomer, but I really don't like this style of reviewing anymore. Overly cynical and angry reviewers have gotten not only very annoying, but pretty boring as well. It feels like a competition for reviewers to see who can be the biggest jerk or get the loudest about how much they hated a movie that came out. Oh no, they didn't hate it. They want you to know how bad it is. Like, they want you to think there's no chance of anybody being able to like this movie. And if you do, they try to make you feel bad for liking it. Gasp! You have the nerve to like something that people who make YouTube videos don't like? What's the matter with you? Hell, they might even convince you into thinking it's bad. You feel guilty for even liking it in the first place. But they made you see the light. Now, you can see how bad this subjectively viewed movie really is. I speak from experience. I used to consume the heck out of angry reviewers. Red Letter Media, I Hate Everything, Your Movie Sucks, the aforementioned Nostalgia Critic. I watched them all. And of course, whenever they reviewed movies, even if I hadn't seen the review subject myself, I hated it. I acted like they were bad movies just because they said they were bad. Heck, they even convinced me that the movies I loved since childhood were awful. I admit, I ranted on Space Jam back in 2012 because Nostalgia Critic reviewed it. I watched the movie again recently, and I love it, so I'm sorry for that one, folks. And I know what you're thinking. It's my fault for feeling like I have to hate stuff just because other people hate it. However, it's their tone and vocabulary that really hammers in the point that they hate these movies, and they really want you to think exactly like they do. Another excuse I'll hear is, they're just characters, man, you can't take them so seriously. Oh yeah? That old excuse. Have you seen Doug Walker's videos as himself? Is there really a difference between him and the Nostalgia Critic? I honestly can't tell. Mr. Plinkett's character is just a guy who talks like he's never swallowed a meal in his life, and he likes to kill hookers for reasons. Also, if your reviews of movies are longer than the movies you're reviewing, then consider me not watching your content. But Red Letter Media makes their own content, you say. Oh, they made a little parody of Rian Johnson by doing the exact opposite of what you expect the character of the skit to do? Didn't see that coming a mile away when I heard that joke the first 100 times. Your Movie Sucks seems to hate everything that ain't an independent art house, ask me what it means kind of movie. Ralph the Movie Maker doesn't even make movies. Oh, he makes shorts, but is that really what you know him for? Is it? Or do you know him for his Justice League review? Other than that, he pretty much has nothing new to add when it comes to crapping on movies. I Hate Everything is an angry Brit who's mad at the world. JXC is an angry Brit who's mad at the world. Critical Drinker is an angry Brit who's mad at the world. What's with all the angry British people on YouTube? But one thing that bothers me about Critical Drinker is I've been told that I'm not allowed to criticize him because his character is that of a drunk guy and it ain't meant to be taken seriously. I gotta ask, has he ever interacted with a drunk guy in his life? For a drunk guy, he sure is able to form coherent sentences and analyze the movies he reviews as if he has a grasp of cognitive thought. A common trope with angry reviewers is they use cliches as an excuse for movies being bad. Well, have you ever thought that maybe there are people out there who like those cliches? Maybe the reason cliches happen is because there's only so many stories and types of people you can work with, and with thousands of movies being made every year, you're bound to find some similarities. Yes, I myself get tired of cliches. That's human nature. But just because I don't like those cliches doesn't mean other people don't. Heck, I myself have cliches I like. More tomboys, please. Also, wanting something to be different out of a movie or not getting what you expected is fine. But for peeps' sakes, sometimes you just gotta judge movies for what they are rather than what you want them to be. I learned a long time ago, Pixar movies ain't meant to be masterpieces, they're just meant to be fun movies to watch with friends or family. There's nothing wrong with that. The main reason angry reviewers bother me so much now is that they seem to have ruined the whole concept of movie reviews. In the early days of YouTube, angry reviewers were great because they were an alternative to the standard snooty critic. What made them cool was that they were people just like you and me giving their opinions on media. But as more people started doing YouTube and more started copying each other, angry reviewers became very cookie cutter. It's so rare nowadays to find angry reviewers who don't disagree on anything. It seems they always hate the exact same things. Suicide Squad, bad. Justice League, bad. Last Jedi, bad. Ghostbusters 2016, bad. Terminator Dark Fate, bad. Yet Joker, a movie you'd think angrier critics would hate because it's a sanitized version of Taxi Driver and is full of cliches itself, is a masterpiece in their eyes. Go figure! It's gotten to the point, once you've seen one angry review of a movie, you've seen them all. The only difference is what accent you'd rather hear tearing the movie you possibly like apart. This creates a toxic environment where it makes liking these movies a very touchy subject, because there's always somebody who's gotta say something about it just because they watched somebody's review of it. It makes people dumber because nowadays they depend on reviewers to list problems for them because they lack the ability to decide whether they like something or not and come up with their own reasons for it. You know what? I like Suicide Squad. It's not the best superhero movie out there, but is it really that bad? Quit using Jared Leto's on-set antics as an excuse to hate the movie, as what happens behind the scenes does not affect the movie that's on screen. He's also a better Joker than both Joaquin and Ledger. Fight me. It's just a damage tattoo, people. Calm down. But no, I wasn't allowed to like that movie. My friend had to shove Ralph the Movie Maker's review in my face because how dare I ignore what people I've never met on the internet have to say and just enjoy myself with a movie and give my honest opinions on it. I said earlier that angry reviewers were the alternative to more mainstream reviewers, but now they've become them. So yeah, angry and cynical reviewers are dull now and getting very annoying. Don't get me wrong, they're free to make whatever videos they want, just like I'm allowed to tell them that their videos are a pain to watch and I don't like them. I much prefer it more if reviewers took time to talk about more underrated movies that don't get enough attention, which can in turn give birth to a lot of new cult films. But, of course, YouTube's dreaded algorithm rewards anger more than positivity, so I don't see that happening anytime soon. Honestly, the only reviewers I watch on YouTube now are James Rolfe, CinemaWins, Jim Gisriel, and to a certain extent, Chris Stuckman. Those are people who are honest and calm with their reviews and don't make you feel like garbage if you disagree with them. I'm just happy I ain't doing rants anymore and I'm making content that makes me happy, and is hopefully making other people happy as well. Honestly, nowadays, I think we need less cynicism going around and more positivity instead. Times are too tough nowadays for a bunch of Brits and angry people telling us that the movies that give us a break from the stress of our life are bad and we should feel bad for enjoying them. If you like something that people don't like, don't feel bad. You love it, and that's all that matters. Let's make watching movies fun again. Stay loony, my toonies.